I have a quick question I want to ask. And I've been working, trying to use my body better. I've got this swing link thing where it takes my arms in, but just using this, I think.
So that's to a sort of restrict the arm motion, right? But still your downswing is arm driven. So it's not a matter of moving these apart from each other. But when you start the downswing, even if you have the arms together here, as you start the downswing, whether you start the downswing with the shoulders first and then adding arm motion later, versus from here, just try to use the arms. Still the problem exists.
Okay.
So just using a device does not solve the problem. Okay, some devices will promote certain aspects, but still in the end, what comes down to is your purposeful practice and your effort to engage the body more. But as you start using your arms more and more, your swing becomes quite abrupt because all you care is swing hard here. But this active downswing actually comes from good backswing motion, just preparatory motion, and then let it go. But without this foundation, you try to just swing hard in the down, then it just simply promotes an arm-driven swing. So again, all matters is your body swing. Relax your wrist, relax your arms. The key is the shoulder turn. The second one. The backswing was slow, and then you try to swing hard in the downswing. You have to overcome that urge. Okay, swinging hard in the downswing is not the key here. Having good active backswing. Only when you have good wind up of your body, then you have a good condition for the downswing, so you can really take advantage of it. No, that's the arm-driven backswing. You're just bringing this up. No, it's arm-driven. You're manipulating this. So here, in order to have arm-driven backswing, you have to first shift, and then turn the body first without using the arms. Shift first, turn the body, and then bring the arms up here. Oh, you're just resistance here. Relax, relax. So this motion, initial shift and then turn, this will give you enough motion already when you start the motion with the body. This motion will give enough motion. And then slight arm motion here, then you're already here. So again, when you start the backswing, no, you're turning this early. So imagine you have this. There's a trigger motion here, okay? What should happen is after the trigger, at the end of the trigger, you have to give this shift motion first here, okay? Shift to the right, and then turn around. Stand on the right side, stand on the right side, right leg. And then using this motion here, let the club go to this position. Oh, no resistance here. Let it go here. So again, go here, your shoulder is turning here. Using the shoulder turn, already you can bring it up here. No need to use your arm to lift. So try to have a steeper shoulder plane here. Bring the club here. This is the trigger motion, right? From here, try to turn your shoulder and then bring it up all the way here. So again, practice that. Good shoulder turn. Keep the shoulder plane. Good. And at the end, just let the arms go. At the end, just let the arms go. You are sitting down at the top of backswing. you're going down here. Instead, I said stand up on the right side here so that you can move, shift this way. Your goal is not to lower this side here, sitting here, but rather push and then sit toward the left side here.
Well, let me try to get one piece at a time, because I think I'm having,
So,
I just want to try to figure out.
so all,
I feel like I'm standing.
okay, so let's do this. All you remember is relax your wrist, and then let the club go, okay? And then use your body more. So the whole purpose of this trigger motion is to have active backswing. You have to take advantage of this, have the active backswing. Active backswing means you have a faster motion here, right? Using the momentum, you will have this position here. Instead of try to manipulate here with your arms, give enough motion, then turn your shoulders here to this position. So turn your shoulders more, turn your shoulders more. So now make everything continuous. So trigger, backswing, and then downswing as well. But do not swing hard in the downswing. Okay, just 80% of your effort. Again. No need to swing hard in the downswing. Try. Still, the difference between your backswing speed and downswing speed is too much. That means your backswing is too slow. Again. That's good. That's good. So make it just continuous. The backswing is a bit slowed. No, cycle by cycle, cycle by cycle. This is stage 3. Stage 3. So finish one cycle and then start all over again. Again. And in doing that, instead of relying on your muscles, try to move the body continuously so that make it continuous.
That felt better. Better?
But still it's rough. It's all muscle-driven swing. And then you have to have a good shift, lateral shift. You're not shifting at all. So it's just all muscle-driven. You just try to turn. But when you shift, everything becomes a lot easier here, as we did with the kettlebell here. Instead of just turning around like this, when you shift the body, I can generate a lot more motion without using my arms a lot. It's all coming from the lower body. So you have to have this good shift motion. So don't be afraid of shifting the body. So it's not about hitting hard with the arm muscles, but rather just keep this feel here. This motion here, easy. So swing it back and forth. No, even easier. Relax, and then just move the club about this much, and then come with the, no, it's too much, here and here, about this much motion here, okay? This should come from your lower body motion. By moving the body, generate this motion here. Do not use your arms. No, this is a turn as a 1 unit. Again, relax your arms here. Just shift the body. Then you have this much motion already. Swing, 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 swing. Relax your arms by moving the body back and forth and turning the shoulder with it. You already generate a fair amount of motion here. Swing back and forth. Feel. Do not restrict the motion at the end. Let your wrist go more. Yeah, more motion here. Feel the motion of the club head. Swing. Now increase the speed both ways. Both ways. Fast backswing. The downswing is coming from your right arm action here. You go here and then try to swing. Swing. Here. Left arm, throw. Left arm, throw. Left arm, throw. Instead of right arm pushing down, left arm is guiding and then throwing. Okay, instead of right arm is pushing down, then what happens is push. Push, you do this. Instead, throw. Throw. Use the left arm more. Try to swing flatter this way. Swing flatter this way. Even flatter. Turn more. No, turn this way more. If you push the right arm, then you cannot turn this way. Because when you push, then the club will always go that way, right? In order to turn this way, you have to pull it with the left arm. So this way.
I was trying just to do this, to take the right hand out of it.
Yeah, and then you have to guide the left arm with the left shoulder and bring the club this way. Yes. Yes. And then turn the left shoulder more actively instead of using the right shoulder. Instead of going this way. So during the backswing, your right shoulder is going this way here.
Okay.
And then turn here. Remember, turning the shoulders about the spine axis this way instead of going flat here. Instead of going like this, then you'll try to push the right arm. Go here, up here, and then using the left shoulder throw. No, not the right side. Left shoulder, left side, throw. Left side, left side, left side. So during the backswing, bring the left shoulder lower. From here, then now you have a good turn here. Then using the body, throw the left shoulder out and then the arm.
Out? What do you mean out?
This way, this way, this way. No, this one here. No, put the right arm here. Just use the left shoulder and the left arm only. And throw the left arm this way. Actively throw it.
Throw it to you?
You have to throw it. Frisbee throw. Again, yeah, that's so in order to throw this well, then you have during the backswing, you have to have good wind up. Put left shoulder more in. Shoulder down and in, and then using the left side. Yes. Now you will see that you're using your left leg. You're pushing the ground with the left leg actively. So this is what you need to feel, but always you try to push it down. So during the backswing, right shoulder goes low.
So right shoulder high, right hip high.
Here, and then use the left shoulder more. Yes. So here, when you use the club, guide this way. Left shoulder is down here. Just let it go. Let it go instead of pushing.
You know the concept of side bend?
Side bend is bad. So it's used incorrectly. You have a bend, the side bend, and then rotation. It's a matter of how to compute the body, the segment orientation. But those actually give illusion. So it represents the wrong movement. So I use a different angle convention. But so again, your intention is to turn your shoulders about the spine axis, okay? Instead of moving away from it.
So instead of going this way, I want to go this way.
But here, you have to shift.
Yeah.
So stand on the right side, doing the same thing here, but stand on the right side here. Good weight should be on the right side. No need to lift it that high. It's about here. Downplay the importance of the right arm, okay? Right there. So again, go to that position. Shift it to the right side enough. And actually, this left arm position is really important here with the shoulder position here. And then from here, using the shoulder turn, in this position, it's easy to turn because your body is now in better position. So from here, try to move the shoulder that way and then throw the arm. So this shoulder motion will guide the arm motion here. Yes. Left side.
Yep.
Instead of the right side. So in order to use the left side well, all you need is to have a good wind up here. The wind up is important. If the left shoulder is not turned enough, then it's hard to throw this without using your arms, right? If you're here, then you have to use the arms here. But when your shoulder goes this much here, then using the shoulder motion, the trunk motion, you can throw the arms here. That's why the wind-up is so important.
You know, Harvey Phoenix was a golf instructor. He says you can't shut a shut door.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, he says, if you want to shut the door, in this case, shut the door, you can't shut it from here. You have to open it.
So, yeah, so you have, particularly when you use the left side more, then you have to have good wind up here.
Okay.
The wind up is the source of the power for the left side. Oh. When you start using the right side more, then you don't have to turn because you just bring here and then just using the arm, try to push it down. So that's why it reduces the shoulder turn. You become more and more arm dominant.
Right.
When you become arm dependent, then you stop using the lower body. So everything gets worse and worse. But in this position, in order to have a good turn here, and also from here try to throw the shoulder, left shoulder this way, you have to use the leg. Left leg and then kick the ground and then throw this. So you will engage the left leg automatically. Stomp on the walnut or whatever. Yeah. Yes. And then let it go. Okay. So, but in this case here, if the club goes with your arms here and go high up here, then when you try to lower the left shoulder, then you hit the ground hard. So in other words, during the backswing, you have to more go this way here, a bit flatter, and then let it go.
I should be less concerned about where my club goes than how far I turn my shoulder.
So when you have good shoulder turn driven motion, it cannot go that high. Only when you start using your arm, then go here and then currently you go here and then use this one here. Try to hit hard. That's why it becomes a bit flatter, stiffer. But when this comes from the shoulder turn and then let it go, shoulder turn and then let it go, then it becomes a bit flatter. So use your shoulder more and then use the body more. It's okay to move the body, okay, left to right. We have a wide stance here, so it will allow us to move without costing.
Do you like that? be like the feet flared out to give more hip rotation?
Slightly, yeah. It'll be easier to work with the ground. So as you swing back and forth, don't be afraid of shifting your body. This will actually give you really natural flow here. And then go and then swing. Instead of just using the arms. Again, stage 3. Yeah, it'll be tough because you played with that style for long. Yeah. But again, relax your arms, relax your wrist more than anything, and then start using the body and the shoulder turn more. Good wind up. Again. That trigger was really small, and it was arms only. The trigger motion should promote the good backswing motion. Yeah, that's good. So give it that much trigger motion. Again. During the backswing, you have to turn your pelvis and the shoulder, because your pelvis is not turning during the backswing, so that's why your shoulder is not turning. Yes. Oh, yes. That's very good. Uh-huh. Now let me record this. Stage 3. So good, give me a good pelvis turn, okay? That's really good. So I will record this. Ready, go. Ready, give me a good shoulder, the good pelvis turn. Ready, go. Yes. This was your initial swing.
Okay.
Can you see this all arm? Now your body is moving.
Starting using my body more.
Yeah, there's a lot more flowing. You can see that you're using the arms quite a bit, lifting the arms, and then so your lower body is not doing much.
Right.
Now,
It's better. I can do more.
Everything is continuous. So as we repeat this automatically, your swing pattern changes. But the question is how long it takes. That's the question. And some people respond well in 5 minutes. Some people will take days. But the bottom line is, as you repeat these stages, we're mainly using stage 3 today, but so when you use a 2-step swing drills, then your swing changes gradually. So we can see it already. And then what made a big difference was your pelvis turn here. Without turning the pelvis, then the shoulder turn is limited, and then you use your arms quite a bit. But as soon as you turn your pelvis more during the backswing, certainly the motion became a lot smoother.
So far I'm trying to digest all this and think about sort of like priorities or whatever. Number 1, turn the pelvis away from the ball.
Pelvis.
Tell me if you agree. Number 1, make sure you turn away and stand tall. Right side.
Then with that, the shoulder will turn more. Yeah.
And the shoulder does not turn flat. The shoulder turns under.
Yes, yes, yes.
Correct? And then from there, my motion really is to try to feel like I'm
Engage the left side more.
so that I can
Yeah.
throw with my left hand.
When in the backswing, when you are in better position, automatically that becomes easier. Okay, so when you shift the pelvis, turn the pelvis here, and then give a good shoulder turn here, it automatically this becomes easier.
Makes sense. Makes sense. The more that I can go this way, the easier it is to go that way.
Yeah. So these are all connected, essentially the same issue. So now stage 3 again. So good pelvis turn, and then try to make the whole motion. Whole stage 3 is one continuous motion. So in order to have a good wind up here, then try to increase the trigger motion here, almost symmetric here.
Okay.
Go this much, and then with that, turn to this position, but have a good pelvis turn. Go here, and then swing. When you turn the pelvis more, you cannot really use the arms only. You have to use your body. Because the pelvis is turned this way, and then just using the arms does not make any meaning. So go here, you have to come back here, and then let it go. So let's focus on the pelvis turn. Again, make a continuous motion. The whole thing is one continuous motion. Aha.
Better?
Yes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Now, let's go back to the orange whip. Swing the orange whip like that, giving good pelvis turn. Again. Now your turn is a lot more active. Why? Because you are using your left leg more now. Because this is a turn here, you're kicking the left leg. That's why this becomes more rigorous. But slow down a little bit. Slow down the downswing. Slow down downswing a little bit. Turn the pelvis good. Let it go. Now you're using your leg, the lead leg, a lot better. So.
Well, yeah, it's funny. You can't use the lead leg unless you use the back leg, right?
You always you have to prepare your body well during the backswing. Then downswing will be quite easy. So again, swing back and forth, but try to turn your pelvis good. Use the pelvis motion by turning the pelvis, and then good leg kick and the pelvis turn, throw. The motion is looks a lot more comfortable now. So it's really the pelvis turn.
So that's what I'm going to key on. Well, that's interesting.
Particularly as we get old, we lose the range of motion. The body becomes stiffer, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have to use the range of motion well. And if you have a problem in terms of mobility in the upper body here, then what you can do is you can turn the pelvis quite a bit. Then you'll have a compensation here.
Is there any, I work out 2 or 3 days a week. I usually do the combinations of weights and stretching and mobility.
Instead of weights, try to have more functional motion, using the ground a lot. And particularly non-symmetric motion. Instead of squat, these things, try to have a one leg at a time type motion. And there's something that promotes good weight shift.
Well, we have kettlebells there. One of my workouts is to do 20 kettlebell swings with a 40-pound kettlebell, 15 push-ups, snatches, crunches, and do that 6 times.
That's too much. There's too much resistance oriented. So try to have more mobility oriented. And so some functional movements.
Okay.
And then using the kettlebell, you can increase the range of motion here. Instead of using the arms here, just swinging this and using the lower body and swing up, up, without putting a lot of effort with the arms. So you have to really use your lower body a lot better. These muscles are bigger than these muscles.
Well, that's what I said from the beginning. I don't think I use my lower body very well.
So okay, stage 3 again. And then once the stage 3 is reasonable, then we'll move on to regular swing. Okay? So stage 3, give good pelvis turn this way. Naturally, when you have a good pelvis turn here, then you'll also have to shift this way, right?
Right.
So this will give you a good shift, and then you can also, it's easier to shift back. This is called the recentering. But so here, go trigger, and then go shift this way.
So yeah, they used to always say, turn your back on the target. I guess that's what you want me to do.
Yeah. So when you have a good pelvis turn, automatically shoulder will turn more. Again. Okay, try to generate good speed with the pelvis turn. Pelvis turn means the leg actions. Yes. So you're using your arms less and less because the body is more active now. Okay, let me record this. So give me good pelvis turn, body-driven turn, okay? All right, ready, go. Oh, that flow is a lot better. That flow is a lot better. Again, one more. So ready, go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
This is your initial swing.
That's the first.
Yeah.
That's just arms. That's a lot better.
Now, so
I mean, like, so I feel like I mean, for me, you have to understand the way since I've been doing it, I feel like I'm
mile away from your initial
The
position.
question is, how much is too much? Is there?
You cannot go too much.
Okay.
Unless you stay here.
Right.
If you feel you are staying here and then so on the way down, you have a lot more force on this side, then that's wrong. But if you go here and then swing like this, then that means your right leg is controlling this, so it doesn't allow you to go too far.
Where does the ground force come from? Does it come from the extension of the left leg?
So when you push both ways, actually, when you step on it, you're pushing the ground, then the ground rotation force comes. And then the best way to keep a good push is slowing down the lowering of the body. So when you don't give enough force here, then your body will drop because the weight is greater than the ground rotation force. So your body starts moving downward. In order to stop this, you will push against the ground. Then force increases. So the best way to push the ground well is having this stepping-like action here. So unload this side, and the load, unload, load, load, push, push, push.
So I'm just thinking it's like almost as like in a real swing to sort of prepare yourself to load. And you can, I mean, it almost makes sense to come here so you can go there.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So
the key in golf swing is the weight shift.
I almost feel like if I'm about to hit the ball, I feel like I'm here and unweighted on my right side. So then I can come to my right side.
Essentially, if you can do this really well, then everything becomes really easy. Because here, go here and then going back and then coming back, going back and then coming back, going back and then coming back, going back and then coming back. That responds to this rhythm here. So, but in your case, I think what you are responding well to is the pelvis turn. So instead of thinking about the shift, just to try to have enough pelvis turn. This pelvis turn will automatically give you this shift.
I'm just trying to get my right hip up and as far away from the ball as I can. Correct?
Yeah. Yep. So good pelvis turn using the trigger motion. So in other words, in the trigger motion, you also have good pelvis turn this way and the good pelvis turn this way. So the trigger will prepare everything.
I could almost, I'm just thinking of a pre-shot routine to be able to, like, you know, sit here, like, and hit a driver, I can almost come, like. That trigger is a little bit too small. So let's first do a full scale stage 3, and then we do a mini stage 3. Okay. So let's first do a full scale stage 3, feel the overall flow of, yes. Now, mini stage 3, try to move the club about 45 degrees here, about here, and then start this motion. Now, this motion is smaller than your full scale stage 3. However, the time-wise, it should be similar. So this time here versus this time here should be similar. So you don't rush. Okay? So full stage 3 first, and then mini stage 3. And then mini stage 3. Everything is too slow. The backswing is too slow?
Yeah. So,
this is funny. I mean,
so this one, still you have to give rigor here, using the body, here. So although the club is not moving that much, your pelvis turns enough, and then start. So here, right? Start.
You know, it's funny. I believe you, but I'm just saying, as you know, from all the golf stuff, like you cannot swing the back, go back too slowly. I mean, I've always heard that for years.
So the slow backswing actually is the cause of a lot of issues. When you have a slow motion, you have room for different things. You can go in quite flat here. You can lift it up. You can do all sorts of things. But when you have faster motion, so you don't have that much time, particularly when you have faster motion, then naturally your body will try to work with the ground to slow this down and then change the direction. So your main priority becomes slow down and change the direction. But when you have slow backswing.
So it's a change of direction that produces speed.
Yeah, continuous motion. Then you can really use the backswing as your counter movement.
Because it's kind of like, you know, if you have a bunch of skaters, you know, and they're skating really fast, and then they let the guy on the end just lets go, you know.
So
all the centrifugal forces flings them off.
I mean, imagine you're hitting somebody, okay? You don't really try to hit like this. You don't stop here and then start all over again. Rather, boom. Or you try to hit something hard. Then wind up and then try to hit. This is continuous motion. Then this motion is used as a counter movement. But if you go slow, you lose the effect of the counter movement.
Gotcha.
And also at the end, you completely stop, then you lose the effect of counter movement. So it should be fast enough and then continuous motion. Then this becomes a real counter movement. So full stage 3 and mini stage 3. However, in the mini stage 3, still your body has to have a good action so that you can have a fast backswing. That speed is better. That speed is better. That's better. Now we'll do the regular swing. Pretend that there is a ball there. So you will do full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular swing. In the regular swing, you have to come up with a similar backswing. So that's challenging, but Let's try. Full stage 3. Good pelvis turn and then let it go. Mini stage 3, good pelvis turn. And then regular swing. Yes. So now, when you do this, all these 3 with the minimum time gap between them, you have to maintain that pattern.
So that's my drill, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If you take too much time between these, then you lose the rhythm.
Right.
So again, full stage 3, mini stage 3, and regular swing. But in the mini stage 3, here, no rush, okay? And then start. Yes. So in the backswing, you lifted the arms slightly, okay. But it's a lot better than your initial swing. So give me those again. I will record, and you will see. So full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular swing. Ready? Just a sec. Ready? Go.
All 3?
All 3. Ready, go. In the mini stage 3, you are just using this here, but this motion also has to come from this action here. So it should be rhythmic. Okay. So if in the full scale stage 3, VJ sing, VJ sing, the same rhythm, and then VJ sing, the same rhythm.
Gotcha.
So try to use something internally that basically controls the timing, but the full stage 3, mini stage 3, and your regular swing should use the same timing.
Same tempo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's take a look at this. One thing. You see the flow? Yeah, here. It's small, and then you use the arms more here. And then in the regular swing here, what I want you to pay attention to is, in the regular swing, before your pelvis is kind of turning, your arms are turning too much. So what happens is this. Before your pelvis turns here, your already arms are going this way. But instead, from here, turn the pelvis so the arms with the pelvis, and then add the arm motion. So you have a good pelvis turn here, and then add arm motion instead of.
Yeah, I'm just smiling because 25 years ago I took a lesson from Jackson Bradley. It was one of the, he's a famous in Texas, you know. Anyway, he promoted, you know, he played in the PGA Tour during the 50s. But he would try to teach me to do this. And I'm just sort of smiling at that, because that's kind of what you're saying to do.
Yeah, that notion of.
You're saying don't come back here with your arms. And he was saying, this, you know, let this happen so it can set, and then you can reset.
Particularly when the concept of X factor came out, people misinterpreted it quite a bit. So in order to increase the X factor, then you hold it here and try to turn upper body only. Yeah. That ruined a lot of swings. Actually, what should happen is you start moving together, and then keep adding the upper body motion. So you have to start the backswing with the body turn first. So remember that in the mini stage 3 and also your regular swing, okay? So start everything with the body turn first and then add the arm motion. So full stage 3, mini stage 3, and the regular. Use the body more. Good. Yes, the flow is good. Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah, now that flow is really good. The rhythm is quite consistent. So you're now remembering what your lower body does. Okay, let me record this again. So this is your last one. You made too many swings today.
You're probably right.
So give me all 3. Ready, go. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, ready, go. Yeah, the flow-wise, you will see huge difference here. So let's go back to again in the initial one. This is your initial swing. You can see that you're lifting
I'm just picking it up with my arms. Yeah.
Yeah. And the arm swing. Now look at the flow here. The mini trigger, this was a bit too small, and then it was not really translated to a good body action, but you have to practice this a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay? Look at the flow here. Yeah, so if I summarize, in this strategy here, you are developing overall, the camera is over there. So in this strategy, you have full scale stage 3, and the feel the rhythm. And then here. And in doing this internally, if you say, Vijay sing, Vijay sing, and then Vijay sing, it's overall the same thing. Okay, so try to internally use this kind of cue or whatever. Okay, Paul is a bit too short. But there's some sort of sound or something that help you to exaggerate this rhythm here. BJ. So you have exaggerated the backswing at enough time here, and then let it go.
Well, it's probably about a 2-to-1 tempo, don't you think? And
so it's the ratio, the average ratio is a sort of this. If this is 3, this is 1. But I want to have a bit faster backswing with enough time here. So it's just like Vijay sing.
Well, you want the faster backswing so that it will keep you on plane and also get you loaded.
Loaded here, and then also shift this way. Yeah, that motion is actually good. That only comes from when you stand tall here and push the ground with the right leg, and then going this way here.
What about how about an idea of a wobble board or teeter-totter board?
That I have the board here.
Do you like that idea?
Oh, I created this over 10 years ago. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to buy a pressure mat type thing.
No.
So with this here. And then if you want to make this motion a bit more difficult, then you can shift it this way here. So this is shorter and this is longer. Then it's hard to rock this way here. So you have to put more effort on this side. And then swing. If you want to emphasize this side, you stay here. But yeah, you can control that. You can actually put the two fulcrums down here, running this way, and then rocking this side even more difficult. But yeah, this is what I created long time ago. This is also good.
Yeah.
So you can use it anything. So make the motion continuous and see if the timing is it seems that the timing is a bit late. So let me do this. In my case, go down here, go here, go here, go here. Try it. Your body motion, and then the way you use the ground is not working that well. Don't worry about the intention pulling. Just to try to just shift the body laterally. Shift. Shift. Even in this way. Shift more this way. Shift that way. Shift to the right. Drop this side. Shift to left. Drop that side. This is what you need to have. So go this way and then this way. Now it's better timed. Yeah. Yeah. So when you have an active motion like this, you can continue this motion. Slow motion. You can do anything on this. Yeah, but so try to use your pelvis turn a lot, okay? Use your pelvis turn. That gave you the best result. So in your case, having good pelvis turn, that automatically gives you shift. We shift here. This turn and this turn. And then you better time the upper body rotation. And then with the good pelvis turn, you use your arms a lot less. So that's a fact. All right, any questions?
Well, I guess drill-wise, what would you like to see me do? Just, I mean, on stage, you think this working on?
So you have the rope.
Right.
And then you have a kettlebell.
Yes, my jump.
And then you also said that you have orange whip, right?
I have an orange whip.
Yes, sir. So you have pretty much everything you need. Oh, one thing. So stand on this without the club. Stand on the mat. Let's try this. Before you go, you need to fill this here. So stand on here. I will put this underneath your polo foot here. Okay, hold here, about here. Down, way down. Right, you're using the right hand. Right hand, yep. Now, okay, stand on it. The left hand, yeah. Now you will try, during the backswing, you will try to pull this band here, using this hand. Instead of using your elbow, straight your elbow is too low. Okay, let's, so about here. When you try to pull this using this arm, instead of using the arm, try to shift the pelvis first. Shift, and then turn. Oh, no, you're using the arm. Keep the arm here. Turn the shoulder. In order to turn the shoulder, you have to have a good pelvis shift first. Okay, this way you are pulling. Now this way, the opposite. Turn the pelvis enough, and pull. So the idea is, if you want to pull this good, you have to use the body in the pull. No, you straighten the arm. Just to turn the whole body. Yeah, using the body turn, using the leg action here, you have to pull again that way. Yes, that way you will be able to feel what is like to shift the pelvis and then turn. Shift more this way, shift more this way. You can have your stance a bit wide. I will hold it. So let's widen your stance a little bit. Yeah, and then try to pull good. And this way. And then now dynamically alternate. Pull, this way, pull. And then use the shift as the main controller. Shift first, shift and turn, shift and turn, shift and turn, shift and turn, shift and turn. That way you will be able to feel the tension building here around the hip. Yeah, so during the backswing, you have to feel that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, that actually does sort of engage your glutes, right, at the top.
So the main thing is controlled by the pelvic shift. Yeah. But still you're using your arms, but so. The easiest way to pull this up is just using the body, going this way, going into this reverse pivot posture.
That's the part I need to work on the most, right?
So if you use the body properly, then you can easily pull it without using the arms much. So with that, try to turn this more like this. Good body turn. And really put a lot of weight on the right side, and then turn around. Just completely stand on the right side. Yeah. So it should give you that kind of feel during the backswing. In other words, you will pull it up, so stand tall here. So then, let's go back to the normal swing here. So essentially, what you need to do is, as you start the backswing, is a low body action first, and then just to try to bring this up here. Go here and then bring it up, and then let it go. You have to stand on the right side. Stand tall on the right side. Can you tap? You know the tap, you have to shift it again. That means you don't have a good shift that way. Yes, you should have that feel. By going here, you're already here. Then,
Yeah, I feel like I'm outside, but I'm not.
when in the continuous motion, you cannot go that far, because go here and then you will immediately coming back here. In dynamic motion, you will come back. In static posture, when in order to maintain this posture with almost no weight on this side, then you have to move the hip away outside the foot like this.
Right.
But in a dynamic situation, you don't need to go that far because you have to reverse the direction of the motion. So this happens here. Then it stays within this space. So essentially you have this cone-shaped space.
Yeah, I'm
That's the active motion.
trying to tell me, have you ever picked up a bag of fertilizer, a 50-pound bag or, whatever? I was trying to explain to my son-in-law, I said, you don't pick it up like this,
Right.
right? You pick it up like
You
this.
with your legs.
I said, then when you want to throw it in the back of the truck, you don't throw it like this.
Then
go-
use your body.
You throw it.
Yes. So when you load it on the back of a truck, you're not just
Right.
I guess,
You're-
and then
and you're saying that's the same thing.
that's
with the
coming
golf.
from these big muscles here. Yeah.
Okay.
So when the big job is done by the big muscles, then these small muscles will just do a small job. Okay, not the other way around.
So, to you, if you finish a swing, should the arms and been so relaxed and the shoulders turned so much that, Greg Norman, the club, used to bang against his back,
So to the level, you don't lose the balance. You don't lose the balance. So here, let it go, and then have good finish on the left leg here, stable finish here. This is a part of the whole thing. If you lose balance, that means you have too much arm action.
So do I also understand you to say that you think that my swing is a bit too upright, that I should probably try to get a little flatter?
In your case, yeah. In your case, by using the shoulder turn and keep it. So with the pelvis turn here, with the pelvis turn, if you turn the shoulder and then bring the club here, this is perfect. Going this position here. Then on the way down, you have to use the body first and then let it go. Okay. So as long as you have enough turn here, enough shoulder turn, then on the way down, automatically you will use the shoulder. Okay. But if you have insufficient shoulder turn, or intentionally, when you try to use your right arm here, then you don't have to turn that much. All you need is to just bring this up here and then try to go down. But when you activate your left side more, then naturally turn more, shoulder goes more here, and then throw. So the overall motion becomes a lot smoother.
I almost brought you this. I thought about, one of the training aids that they use at this speed training place is they made out of PVC pipe, flexible PVC pipe, like for lawn sprinklers and stuff. It's flexible. They thread it through with a rope, and the rope is like, for dock lines, kind of like that kind of rope. Think of that size rope, and then what they'll do is it's about 25 feet long, and so then they'll say, start here and trying to get the rope to snake back and forth.
Yeah, but in doing that, if you use your arms a lot, then you have a problem.
Right, so the whole idea is to use your lower body.
Yeah, so it has to come from the lower body action. You then swing like this instead of doing this. Right. But too many times when I see people doing that, they were using arms. Right. So the tools are right, however, the tools are used with wrong intentions.
Gotcha.
Or incorrectly.